Shut up.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Jordan Love ready on first down here. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Out of bounds at the...
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And out across midfield down to the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. First down going to the air with Love. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
This nigga 6'5" and then we catching a bitch ass thing, bro. Like, fuck.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here a throw taken in by Watkins. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Flush to his right. He may try and...
Right, nigga, goddamn!
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 2nd down now, it's Jones. They got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal. From the 8, they've got it 1st and goal.
This nigga fumbled. Oh my god.
This belongs to the Vikings.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Second and short now following the fumble. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead.
The kick is good.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the first carry from Dalvin Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Cook, the ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Second and 6. This one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He gets
Oh my god, bro, you right the fuck there.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That third down conversion good for 23.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
a good run by Cook. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete here.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Give to Cook out of the gun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
The ball carrier.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Dan Bailey for the Viking field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
And the 10-year bet knocks it to
I know when Dan Bailey was the best kicker in the NFL.
on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you score,
Hey, yo, before he got injured, he was.
to score again, and then you're down 14.
Like a whole period when he didn't miss a kick for like 2 years. Yeah.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Eric Kendrick to Anthony Ball. Jesus Christ.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
Oh, that hurt. God dang.
A yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
First down.
Love from the gun. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And the Packers are in for the score. Well, the defensive coverage was good. So good, he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Crosby with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete to the receiver Thielen. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So that one a hold right go.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Jordan Jenkins able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the ball.
Oh, my God.
Going on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think we could all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Love. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
What is LA's Findings? Is that a TV show? They said it's a spin-off from Bad Boys.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the carry, it's Cook. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire deep for Rapley. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down.
I dropped so many picks in this fucking league, boys.
Colquitt on the punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. But it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. To the air again. Love.
Oh my fucking God, man.
Lost him. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets us up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, second down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to get this one down to Cook. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got an open man.
I thought he was going to end route.
He'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this time will be intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. 20. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Mason Crosby.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. taken about 7 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation. For
the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. These guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception.
Illegal contact.
People think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Following the penalty, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chunking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And he gets us up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll set up a throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They'll drop the throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded at the 33. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
39-yard line.
Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Packers. Brandon Cooks hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And this offense continues to pour it on. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done. It's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
As he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And his crew will take over the football at the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Green Bay.
Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that will extend this big lead. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
That's to Cook out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
3-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Smith catches left side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Side taken in by Jefferson. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2.
At the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll dump this off to Cook. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
Brings up 2nd.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space.
Now Cook really wants the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they're going to set him short at the 40-yard line. That's the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from
damn, what the fuck?
Someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it. That was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Working out of the gun. Love. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for Watkins that time, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Room to run past midfield. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 13. Jones with a first down carry, and he's going to wind up losing a couple as he's stopped behind the line.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 48-yard line.
Something like that. For Anthony Barr just tossing my lineman though. This shit is crazy.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
I have to double a fucking linebacker.
They'll go again to Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Green Bay.
Okay.
Jones. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that out.
Oh, more of this one is a man coverage against somebody else.
Picked up by Harrison Smith. The 30. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Better make sure I get my development.
Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best
on the same player
in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones.
They're the same
it's
thing.
going to be hard.
Exactly same thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it.
So did you get eight different routes now?
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Love from the gun. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
What the score
Coming
is?
up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Now the all-time leading rusher.
Now this team can be
It's
lying.
A.J. Dillon.
Awesome fucking
He is
team.
met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Protect my development trait. I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta hold him to less than 50 rushing
So
yards.
it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a 2nd down throw for Love here.
Oh, God.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
That game's still on? God damn. Get the fuck out of here.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Ooh, that's ACLs, bro. That man jumped.
A pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And he gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
It's a barbaric sport.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
God, I'm winning this.
He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And he takes
Well,
it
what
all the
the
way
fuck?
down to the 22. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter. So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his
This guy,
direction.
Kenny Clark, the superstar development. You know what I meant, bitch. Don't correct me in public.
Today's final score.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they?